If you're looking for a way to consistently and predictably grow your mortgage team and recruit and onboard high producing loan officers, follow along. I'm going to walk you through the exact framework, structure, everything A to Z that we use to help a branch onboard 7 new loan officers within a 60-day period and get them up into KPI in no time flat. So just like everything in regards to growing a business, there's a very simple, basic formula for implementing something like this. So leads, referral partners, hiring, they're all going to follow along with a sales process framework. So we need traffic, we need people, we need the ability to get in front of people, we need ability to convert those eyeballs into conversations, conversations to meetings, meetings into sales or offer. So I'm going to walk through everything, give you everything that you need, copy and paste. If you are an existing user of Agent Flywheel, you should have access to a lot of this stuff already in your account. If you don't see it, reach out to the team. We'll make sure that it's plugged into you. So right now we're looking at a simple sales funnel within High Level. Our version of it is Agent Flywheel. The cool thing with this here is just like every business, like your offer, your company, where you're at is going to be a little bit different. You can take your offer, what value prop that you have to attract lenders into your business. You can pop those directly into the AI funnel builder and it can customize your funnel specifically to your business. This one's pretty straightforward. It's simple application. It's not going off into multiple different things. Single purpose, single focus, just having somebody fill out an application, a little bit of value prop right at the beginning. But again, you can customize that to yours. We'll get a little bit deeper into that here, but this is just for an example, just very simple, name, email, phone number, add a LinkedIn profile, what's the production levels at, where they're currently at, NMLS, state's license, how long you've been, basic questions. The more questions that you ask at this point, the lower the general response, a more qualified type of a deal. So you can shorten this up. Again, you can just tell the AI to reduce the number of questions, increase the number of questions if you're getting too much, but you get the idea. So all the way down to scheduling a call, implementing a calendar directly in here where they can pick a time on your calendar, submit the application. They're already scheduled into your pipeline for follow-up. That, if you're Agent Flywheel user, that's going to come directly into your recruiting pipeline. Add them in as a new person directly in here, and then you can move them through your pipeline into onboarding, proposal sent, whatever your process. So all of this stuff is totally customizable, unique to your particular situation, but the framework is going to be the same. So now, jumping into offer, traffic, all that good stuff. Now for users of Agent Flywheel members, obviously you have a unique value proposition with having the ability to plug your new loan officers into inbound referral partners. So the AI, if you're not familiar, we have AI that's going to go out, it's going to connect with real estate agents in a local market, start conversations with them, and it can even schedule them directly on your loan officers' calendars. Now, for this, in addition to that, another value prop that we offer within our Agent Flywheel for recruiting purposes is going to be unlimited free buyer leads. So we have the ability to also use AI to generate purchase leads. All of that is free. So free inbound referral partners, free inbound purchase leads. So super duper attractive offer for the loan officer to come over into your business, but also at the same time as a owner operator, giving you the ability to keep overhead really, really low, which is, obviously at the end of the day, bottom lines are, what makes things work. So with this, these are some copy and paste examples that you can plug directly in for the job offer. Everything in bracket is going to be something that you can change. Obviously, you can take this, copy and paste this whole thing, throw it into, your preferred, AI and customize your offer. So if you want to include things like basis points, comp like that, whatever it may be, if you have different unique loan products that stand out that are unique to you, obviously you can include stuff like that. So this is going to be just like a general, I'm a user of Agent Flywheel offer, benefit led. So you literally just copy and paste this, make a couple little tweaks if you want, or throw it into your AI to zhuzh it up a little bit. This is going to be more of a direct response for Agent Flywheel members. So if you're not familiar with direct response, it's more sales focused. This is what, tried and true, I read something, I respond to it, like advertisement type stuff in written format. Now, down here, these are some proven real recruiting posts for loan officers. These are not ones that we've done, but they are ones that have proven track. Like you could see the stats, the number of applicants and stuff that have applied for it. Some of them did use paid to boost. Everything we're going to go through right now is completely free. You can add on a paid mechanism to it, but not necessary. I'll show you some stats on things just using free methods. So feel free, you could scroll through this. Again, you could upload this entire document into a chat, into some AI, and then ask it to redo it for you for your business, ask me questions type of a thing, and then it can spit out a polished up version for your company, unique to your particular situation. Now, where do we go to start out with the traffic? Well, job boards have proven to be one of the most user-friendly, cost-efficient way. So you don't necessarily need to run paid ads or do any crazy sales funnels. LinkedIn has a very good, let me see if I can adjust this. So right here in the job section right here, great functionality. You can post a job, you can manage your jobs. I'm just going to kind of click through here. This is an example of a job post that I did. 16 applicants, 27 views. So, really high conversion rate as far as like views to applications. I'll walk you through how to set some of this stuff up. This is internally for my company, so I've used this effectively. Some cool things with this. So this is the job information settings over here. So there's some functionality you can do on this where you can rate your applicants. You can ask questions internally in this. So just if you just follow along with the bouncing ball, you can disqualify them based off of whether they're not a good fit or not a good fit. Send them a rejection email if they're not a good fit. Now with this, what I suggest generally for the most part is to start off with the least amount of like automation systems processes to make sure that you're building on top of one another. So the very first thing that we need to crack is traffic. Then if we have once we start getting applicants, then we need to work on our conversion mechanism, which is like how do we take our applicants to booking phone calls or filling out information, taking that next step, so on and so forth. So we just continue to move that line forward. Now, you have the ability you can view all the applicants in the job hiring process directly in LinkedIn, where you can use LinkedIn to have conversations with them. So a lot of times this is really user friendly because you can literally see their LinkedIn, you can engage with them, respond with them. You can kind of, if you're wanting somebody who's very like hungry sales wise, like, hey, do they handle DM rejection well? Do they follow up? If I respond to them and then, how many times are they going to continue to follow up? So if you really want to kind of like play with things a little bit, great way to do that where you can, start a conversation and then just kind of back off, give them a little ice. Like, is this person a hustler? Are they going to follow up good? Are they going to work leads type of a thing? So anyway, you don't necessarily have to do that, just giving you some ideas to think through when implementing a hiring recruiting funnel. Now, clicking through, So super easy. You can, come in on, let me just back up a couple things. So you can just post a job here. It's going to open you directly up to, something like this here, where you start to fill in the job title. It'll walk you through step by step. So if you're using this cheat sheet here, just essentially just cruise through. It's not a complicated. You can just follow along with the bouncing ball there. And then, once you have all those, folks coming in, you can, manage your job post. You'll get the notifications. So some things that you can do from this point, if you have a funnel like this, you can shoot this link over to people internally in chat. You can have it, have them go through to that as like a termination page. You can, if they apply, you can have, get notified via email. So in the settings portion of LinkedIn, when you're going through this, you're going to connect your LinkedIn. So whatever you have on there for your LinkedIn, you can get notified via email for every new applicant. When that happens, you can send over the next steps. So if you want them to fill out a more formal application, maybe update your funnel to your application, make them upload a physical resume if you wanted to. So totally up to you. We generally will just wire all of this stuff up into pipeline stages, so you can see everybody that comes through. You can see they have like what times they're scheduled at, and you have a phone number for them to contact you. If you want to actually make this into not a phone call but a Zoom call, you can switch over the call booking to do a Zoom. But that's the general framework for recruiting, hiring. And even and you could take things even further. So there's internally in Agent Flywheel, there's membership section. So what's a membership section? So it's like places where you can host videos teaching whatever business process that you have. So what do I mean by this is like, okay, when you hire a new person, you're generally going over the same exact things, teaching everybody the same exact processes. So you can use a product like this I'm using right now to record this, Loom. You just record what you're doing one time, add it into a membership, and then every new recruit that you get, you just add them to that training module, and they will walk through self-serve. They can go through all of your processes. If they ever forget how to do something, you can go back and revisit that. And this is how we refine and optimize our processes over time. So if you want to have a recruiting, hiring, onboarding machine, that would be the full like A to Z process there. And then you can have your own unique processes and stuff, training already there. So every new hire that you made an offer to, they automatically got added to that. You didn't have to think about it. You didn't have to spend extra time training every single person, and it could be everything from how to submit a loan. Like if you have new products, new software that you're using, maybe they need to learn Arrive for the first time. They've never used Arrive, and you have, training videos on how you do it internally. If you're connecting your Agent Flywheel account to your Arrive, like what pipeline stage starts this process over here, things like that. So I've gone on a little bit too far here. Hopefully that's helpful. If you have any questions or need any help plugging any of this stuff, if you're an existing Agent Flywheel user and you don't have your recruiting, hiring funnels turned on, plugged in, let us know. Happy to help with that. And then if you're new and you want something like this in your business, let us know. Happy to help you out with that as well. Well, with that being said, and if you don't want to work with us, that's totally fine. You could take this exact same framework process, implement it into your own business. But either way, happy growing.